Landscaping for curb appeal? Does it matter to a cash buyer? You are getting ready to sell your home. You look at the front yard and start thinking, should I reseed the grass, plant some flowers, or hire a landscaper? It feels like the right move. But if you are selling to a cash buyer, the answer is a lot simpler than most sellers expect. Honestly, it depends on what kind of buyer you are targeting. And that makes all the difference. What curb appeal actually does for a traditional sale? When you list a home on the open market, curb appeal matters a lot. Buyers scrolling through listings online make snap decisions based on the first photo. A tidy front yard, a freshly painted door, and clean landscaping can pull people in before they even step inside. According to a survey by the National Association of Realtors, NAR real estate professionals estimated that a yard upgrade is expected to recover 100% of its cost for sellers, based on their 2023 Remodeling Impact Report on outdoor projects. That is a solid return for the traditional market. For buyers using a mortgage, they are making an emotional decision. They want to fall in love with the home. A beautiful front yard helps that happen. It signals pride of ownership. It suggests the rest of the home is probably well cared for too. How a cash buyer looks at your yard differently. Here is where things shift. A cash buyer, especially a professional home buyer or investor, is not walking up to your door hoping to feel warm and fuzzy about the flower beds. They are running numbers. They are thinking about the after repair value, what work needs to be done, and whether the deal makes financial sense. I have spoken with homeowners who spent $4,000 to $6,000 on new sod, fresh mulch, and potted plants right before reaching out to a cash buyer. Every single time, the cash offer was based on the home's condition and location, not on the landscaping. The yard work did not move the needle on the price. It just came out of the seller's pocket with no return. Cash buyers buy as is. That means the overgrown hedges, the patchy lawn, and the cracked walkway are already priced into their offer. They are not deducting extra for a messy yard the way a traditional buyer might emotionally react to one. What cash buyers actually focus on. Understanding what a cash buyer actually cares about helps you avoid wasting money on things that will not change the offer. Cash buyers are looking at the big-ticket items, not whether your rose bushes are trimmed. Here are the things that actually matter to a cash home buyer when they evaluate your property. The overall condition of the roof and any signs of leaks or damage. The state of the foundation and any visible structural problems. The age and condition of the HVAC plumbing and electrical systems. The location and comparable sales in the neighborhood. The square footage and general layout of the home. Any unpermitted additions or title issues. How much work the property needs to reach market-ready condition. Landscaping is not on that list. A cash buyer who buys homes in Los Angeles, the San Fernando Valley, or anywhere else in SoCal is focused on the structure and the numbers, not the garden, when landscaping still helps a little. To be fair, extreme neglect on the outside of a home can sometimes give the wrong impression. The front yard looks completely abandoned, with dead trees, trash, and broken fencing. It might raise questions about how well the interior has been maintained too. According to research published by List with Clever, an agent survey from HomeLight found that investing around $3,500 in curb appeal can yield around $12,000 in increased value in the traditional market. But again, that data applies to buyers who are emotionally investing in a home. A cash buyer operates differently. If your yard is a disaster, a quick cleanup is fine. Mow the lawn, pull the most obvious weeds, clear any trash or debris. That basic cleanup costs almost nothing and removes a distraction. But spending thousands on landscaping to impress a cash buyer is money you will not get back. The real savings of selling as is to a cash buyer. One of the biggest advantages of selling to a cash buyer is that you do not have to spend money preparing the home at all. No landscaping, no staging, no fresh paint. No deep cleaning for a parade of strangers walking through on open house weekend. The cash buyer already knows what they are buying. They have looked at the property, factored in the work it needs, and given you an offer based on that reality. You get certainty instead of the stress of hoping a traditional buyer falls in love with your yard. According to data reported by Quicken Loans, repainting a home exterior can range from $12,000 to $23,000 in some markets. Pressure washing a driveway runs $180 to $240. Major landscaping can easily hit $5,000 to $15,000. When you add those numbers up, the savings from skipping all of that prep can be significant, often more than the difference between a cash offer and a top-of-market listing price. We break down exactly how the numbers compare in our post about why a lower cash offer often nets you more than a higher listing price. The math will probably surprise you. And if you are weighing whether to list traditionally or go with a cash sale, our guide to Real Estate Agent V's Cash Buyer and which is right for you lays it all out side by side. If you are ready to skip the landscaping bill and just get a real offer on your home, reach out through our contact page. We buy homes throughout Los Angeles and SoCal as is and give you a fair, no-pressure offer. Get a fair cash offer without spending $1 on landscaping. If you are thinking about selling your home and do not want to spend thousands fixing up the yard, you do not have to. We buy houses throughout Los Angeles and Southern California in any condition. There are no repairs, no landscaping costs, and no pressure. Just tell us a little about your property, and we will give you a fair cash offer so you can decide what works best for you. You can start by visiting our contact page or calling us directly to speak with a member of our team. Conclusion: landscaping and curb appeal matter a great deal in a traditional home sale. They help buyers fall in love emotionally and can improve your final sale price on the open market. But when selling to a cash buyer, those same improvements rarely move the offer up by a single dollar. Cash buyers focus on structure, location, and numbers, not flower beds. Save your money. Skip the landscaping. Sell your home the way it is and walk away with more in your pocket. Frequently asked questions. Does landscaping matter when selling to a cash buyer? Not really. Cash buyers evaluate your home based on its structure, location, and condition of major systems like the roof, foundation, and HVAC. They make their offer based on the after-repair value and the cost of work needed. A beautiful front yard does not change their calculation in any meaningful way. A basic cleanup to clear obvious debris is fine, but expensive landscaping is money you will not get back. Will a cash buyer lower their offer because of a bad yard? Only if the yard condition signals deeper problems like complete neglect that suggests the whole home has been ignored. Even then, a professional cash buyer will assess the home on its actual condition, not just the appearance of the yard. Dead grass and overgrown shrubs on their own will not typically change the offer. How much does landscaping cost before selling a home in LA? In Los Angeles, basic curb appeal improvements like new sod, mulch, plants, and cleanup can cost $3,000 to $10,000 or more depending on the size of the yard. More elaborate work with trees, hardscaping, or irrigation can push well beyond that. For a traditional sale, some of that can come back in a higher sale price. For a cash sale, it generally does not. What do cash buyers actually care about when buying a home? Cash buyers focus on the roof condition, foundation, HVAC and plumbing systems, location, square footage, and comparable sales nearby. They want to know how much work the home needs and whether the deal makes financial sense at the offered price. Cosmetic features like landscaping, paint color, or decor have very little impact on what a cash buyer will pay. Is it worth doing any prep work before selling to a cash buyer? Usually no. One of the main advantages of selling to a cash buyer is that you can sell as is without spending money on repairs or improvements. The cash buyer already accounts for the work the home needs in their offer. The money you would spend on prep work is often better kept in your own pocket, especially since the cash offer already reflects the home's current condition. Final thoughts. Selling a home can feel overwhelming, especially when you start thinking about all the repairs, upgrades, and landscaping projects people say you should do first. But if you are selling to a cash buyer, most of those expenses are completely unnecessary. Instead of spending thousands preparing the home, you can sell it exactly as it is and move forward without the stress of renovations, open houses, or waiting months for the right buyer. For many homeowners, that simplicity is worth far more than perfectly trimmed hedges or a freshly planted flower bed.